Hi, I'm Billy, and this is Knox Machining. Welcome to the shop.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have a few things I want to share with you that really doesn't constitute a dedicated video. So I'm grouping them together in this video, mashup number 1. Let's take a look and see what we have. So the first thing I want to show you are these BXA tool holders and the adaptation I made to the hardware. These are off-label Chinese tool holders with really cheap hardware. The set screws are really soft and strip out, and I really don't like using set screws on lathe tool holders. They feel with spark like brass and cast iron, and it makes it really hard to tighten or loosen them up using your hex handle. I noticed that on larger lathes they use square-headed bolts, and I really like that, so I went out and I bought these square-headed screws that fit the tool holders. Unfortunately, the heads interfered with each other and the adjustment knob. So I set them up in a fixture on the mill and milled the heads down to 1/4 inch. And as luck would have it, I come across this little 1/4 inch square head wrench in a lot of tooling that I won on eBay. Works great for the outside screws, but not so well for the inside ones because it was straight shanked. So I turned it down, and now it works. I have clearance for the adjustment knob. I polished it up, and I wanted a blued finish, and I put it in my heat treat oven. However, this is the result. It's a dark blue with some brown in there. I put it in the oven for about 400 degrees Fahrenheit until I got the color. I wanted a black finish. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, if I have the correct temperature or not. If somebody knows, let me know down in the comments below. So this is my fixturing setup for this operation. What I've got is a 5C collet block with a 3/4 inch round stock drilled and tapped for the screw. It's got a collet stop in the back of it, and I've got two end stops here, this one and this one. I'm going to bring this one up in place and move the collet block in there until it touches. Well, it's not touching right now, and that's because the previous screw that I used had a different length of head on it. So I'm going to take this one off, move it out of the way, and I'm going to bring it in so that that one touches. I'm going to lock the vise down, and I'm going to sweep the end stop out of the way, clear these chips, and reset this stop. And the reason this one's here is because this is the one that I use as I rotate the collet block around to mill all 4 sides. There we go, I got it locked down. Get set up for the first operation here. Come in so I get my 0 mark. Rotate the collet block. I'm sliding it in and out on these parallels to make sure that there's no chips in the way. side. Quick check with a wrench. Quick check with a wrench. Okay, there it goes, a little tight. All right, now we need to mill it to length, so I'm going to back it out. I've got the quill on a stop, so I can just bring it down to proper height. Switch over to another page in my DRO. I have my 0 set for the length. And I'm just going to trim it to length. And take the wrench, and that's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to take it over to the workbench and deburr it and file a couple chamfers on the edges. So next thing I want to show y'all is this set of 246 blocks I picked up off of Amazon. They're Chinese made, and I really want to talk about Chinese tooling for a minute. You're gonna roll your eyes and say it's crap and that kind of thing, but for the hobbyist, the tolerances aren't too bad, and without the Chinese tooling, hobbyist would not be able to enjoy this hobby. So let's take these out and see what they look like. Okay, so they come each in little bags, and they got that icky wax paper on there. Keep them on the bags here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these up off camera, and we're going to throw them up on the surface plate with a tense indicator and see how well they spec out. And I'll bring y'all back for that here in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to check out these Chinese 246 blocks. And what I have here is a Best Test Brown and Sharp half tense indicator. And we are going to use it to check this out. So let me get this adjusted. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to zoom in so you all can see. The glare shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. And I'm just going to move the block around a little bit. Okay. And it'll drop off there by about 1/2 a tenth. A little high there. or low, I mean. I'll come back in and check some of these in the middle. Alright, I'm gonna let that one drop off and bring in the other one now. Yep, and I bumped it. Alright, let's re-zero that. Talk about fidgety. There we go. This one's not quite as good as the other one. A little low there. I don't know if my system is quite stable. Let's try the other one now again. So that one's right on 0. Okay. And turn it over. So what we're seeing is very little movement in the indicator. These were purchased on Amazon. I think they quoted, I'll have to look, maybe 6/10 or 2 to 3/10. I'll double check here and let you all know on screen there. Okay, let's check the other one of the other sides. Okay, now we're zooming out here, let you all see. We're gonna check the block on the 4-inch side. Haven't checked this side yet to see what it looks like. Let's see here. I do want to comment that I did run my precision flat stones over these. That looks pretty good to me. Let's get this other one in here and see what it looks like with it. They look like they're pretty well matched. I have no way to check how square these are. I don't have a precision square or a master square, but I'm pretty happy with that for being Chinese Amazon purchase. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. So this is the tool post grinder that I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace. It is a Czech design. I believe that there are a similar one that's made by another company that's in English, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. If I do, I'll put it down on the bottom of the screen. This one came with everything included. And just pull this stuff out so you can see. Okay, so we've got a belt. It's got 2 different lengths of belts, puller, and wrenches. It's got a couple high-speed ends on it. One of the pulleys, another pulley. It came with a couple stones. Got that stone there. Got this one here. Got a cup wheel. It's got a couple nicks in it. I'll have to check that out. And hadn't even pulled this out of the wrapping yet. The guy who did this did a really good job of packing it up. This is the inside diameter spindle. Somewhere around 10 inches worth of reach. Alright, I'm going to clear this stuff off and I'll pull the unit out of the box and set it here so you all can take a look at that as well. So, just one second. Okay, here we are. I've got it unboxed now. This particular unit is a single phase, single phase 220. Apparently there are 3-phase versions of this one floating around out there also. This here is an interesting feature. It's got an eccentric adjustment on here so that you can adjust the spindle in very minute amounts. It's got -3 all the way up to +3, and it looks like that is in millimeter, 4/1000ths of an inch increments. It's also got ability to zero it out right here. Let's see if y'all can see that. Here. There you go. So here is the zero adjustment. Okay. And like I said, it comes with extra pulleys. We've got 2. It's set for a medium-high range right now. It's got even higher speed for doing ID grinding, and it's got a low speed. I'll post up the pulley sizes below, and you all can see that. Also came with two different guards. So let me carry it over and hook it on the tool post and let you all look at that. I mentioned before that I made a part for it. That's what this is here. It goes in here so that you can mount it on the tool post. One other thing I meant to talk about was the tool post. This is the T-nut that goes on our tool post, and it would move on us when we loosened up the tool post. So what I ended up doing was drilling and tapping and putting 2 set screws in here so we could lock it down in the T-slot and keep it stationary. Okay, so I was talking about the tool post grinder earlier. I had to make an adapter to mount it to the tool post, and this is what I come up with. It's about 2 inches in length, about 1.5 inches diameter here, 1 inch, 100,000ths diameter here. You know, it's nothing special to look at. It's, you know, some crappy hard rolled steel that I found. You know, what I really wanted to show was the bluing on this. I decided to throw it in the heat treat oven around 560 degrees for an hour or two, and I got it to turn this dark blue purpley color. This is actually the first one I tried. It's, you know, if you all know how to do this using a heat treat oven to get it, you know, nice and black, let me know. I thought the temperature was around 560. That's more for spring steel blue. You know, the little wrench I did earlier was around 400, and it still turned out purplish bluish. So if you have any ideas on that, just let me know, put in the comments below. Okay guys, so I have the tool post grinder installed on the lathe, and what I wanted to point out here was my little standoff that I made. It's you know, I designed it so that it fits within this slot in here. I don't know if you all can see that. Yeah, you can. And you know, the threads on this tool post are only about that long, so I needed to, you know, have the standoff so that I could put the nut on there and get, you know, get a nice clamping action going on. All right. One neat feature, I think I mentioned it before, but I'll go ahead and say it again, that this tool post grinder has this nice fine adjust here. My understanding is it's on an eccentric, and as you rotate the eccentric, it pushes the shaft in and out, as indicated here by the increments on the dial. This again is a single phase 220 3/4 horsepower grinder, and it is a Drukov brand, D-R-U-K-O-V. It's a Czechoslovakian. The other manufacturer that makes this is an Inco. They made one quite a number of years ago, and it's close enough that the manual for it matches this one very well. So that's pretty cool. I do have the manual in Czech. If anybody wants to try to translate it for me, that's great, but I think the Inco manual will be just fine. I do want to point out this little red cap right here. You open that up, and there's another screw underneath there that you take out, and that's where you put the spindle oil in. And you know, that's about it. I would turn it on, but I do not have the proper pulley arrangement for the wheel that I've got mounted on there right now. The pulley arrangement I've got is for high speed or medium speed, and I need to change it around for low speed, but I'm not going to do that at this time for this video. All right guys, that's all for this. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to click the like, subscribe, and ring the bell.